everybody. Hi, welcome back to another episode of VCTV, the Venture Capital TV from La Token. My name is Sonny Mohanty. I'm the La Token Regional Director based out of Singapore. I'm the host and moderator of VCTV as well. I'm happy to be back on VCTV and moderating the session today with my two friends, Vandana and Tushar. Hi.
Hi, Sonny. Nice to be back. How are you doing?
I'm great. How about you, Tushar?
All good, Sonny. All good. It's been since some time we have been missing you, and we were hoping you were back as soon as possible. And now that you're back since some time, so the shows have become lively once again.
Thank you. Tushar, thank you. And always happy to have you on VCTV. Vandana, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm fine, Sunny. Thank you for having me here. It's nice to be back on your shows and having so much fun always. And I think because we were missing you so much, that's why we see less people now because maybe they still don't know that you're back or something.
All right. That's that. I feel really good when I hear these words. But anyways, Vandana and Tushar, you've been you have actually stood out for VCTV in my absence. I guess I think my shows were run by you and Tushar. I could see that. So well done, guys, both of you for standing by VCTV. I mean, you're definitely the core members of VCTV. And again, I love connecting back with you both. So great.
Our pleasure.
So Tushar and Vandana, I think we just have three of us today. You, me, and Tushar and Vandana. So just try and make it more interesting with your insights about blockchain, because obviously this is about investments in blockchain, and we do not have any sort of specific topics to cover like NFT or something like that. So you can just cover as much as possible with your insights. So yeah, let's start with you, Tushar, talking about blockchain investments. So let's talk about this. Just start with some basics about like what are the basics of blockchain? What is blockchain technology, and why are we discussing about the investments into blockchain? What has happened in 2020 and 2021 in continuation? So let's just start with you, Tushar.
Thank you, Sonny. Myself, Tushar Kansal, Consultancy Ventures, and yes, somebody has joined. Hi, Hesham.
Hey, Hesham.
Hi. How are you?
Good to see you. Finally, somebody's joined us, Tushar. Sorry, a quick intro about yourself. I forgot.
Yeah. So myself, Tushar Kansal from Consultancy Ventures. We are an investment firm, and we also assist investors make their investments across sectors, both technology and non-technology, but more focused on technology. We are globally connected with more than 350 venture capital funds, and in the last 2 years have done more than 12 transactions of ranging from $300,000 to $2 million. Happy to be back here and looking forward to speak on blockchain. Thank you, Sonny.
Great. Thank you, Tushar, for that intro, and welcome back. Next, I have Vandana. Hi, Vandana. Welcome back. A quick intro about yourself.
Yeah, hi, and nice to see Hesham here. So we are three now, so we have more confidence. I'll just introduce. I have a different introduction today. So I had my own family office in Singapore and Jakarta, and I worked as an investment banker and advisor to family offices and angel investors in Jakarta and Singapore, and helping startups from a diverse background from fintech and B2B tech all the way to consumer startups. I was raising funds for them and providing them with a range of services, just as Convanto does today. After 15 years of staying in Singapore and Jakarta, I came back to India. I did investments for a bit and then returned to advisory. That is when Convanto was founded. And today, Convanto is one of the most well-known boutique investment banks in India and led by a female founder. Today, I'm also a venture advisor with Loyal VC, the INSEAD-led Canadian VC fund, having a core portfolio of over 160 investments in more than 35 countries. I'm also a partner with GST Venture Studios, a Silicon Valley based venture builder. Over the years, I've arranged funding for startups and growth stage companies in diverse sectors like edutech, fintech, consumer, B2C, and B2B, agri-tech, health tech, food tech, disruptive and deep tech, as well as non-tech sectors. And this month, I've been nominated as one of the top 10 women leaders in Wealth Management 2021. My expert opinion is often sought by leading business news channels and publications like VCTV and Business World. And I've participated in 150 plus talks. And please do visit them on YouTube and VCTV streaming sites. I'm also connected with 300 plus investors globally, picking global deals while being sector agnostic. Our ticket size is $1 million to $25 million. So,
Wow, Vandana, you made a lot of progress since we spoke last. What did you do in this 1 month? Like, I was away and you just added on more feathers to your sort of existing ones. Good to know.
yeah.
I did miss
And
all that, but anyways, congratulations.
and congratulations to you too, Sunny. You are LP in one of the funds, so very happy you are also
Oh
doing
wow!
so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay, that we can take that offline. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Let's take that offline. Okay, Hesham, welcome back. How are
Thank
you?
you. Great to be with you all.
Yes.
So my name is Hesham Wahbi. I'm one of the principals in a company called Cultiv, which is a group of companies working in the area of innovation, entrepreneurship, and Cultiv Ventures is our investment arm. We run currently a fund that is based in Egypt and moving towards starting a fund regionally over the next year. We invest in technology generally, and we have some special interest in the area of blockchain since we are developing a platform that we use to track contributions to startups through a token-based system. So happy to be here, and it's exciting to be talking again with you, Sonny and Vandana. Nice to meet you, Mr. Tushar. And as we spoke before, it's a very exciting area, and let's see, what's going on in the area of investing in blockchain.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Hesham, for joining us. Sorry, I was like a little worried. That's why I was ringing you, like sort of pinging you to join us, because it's always good to have a diverse panel. Like we have Vandana Tushar from India and yourself from Egypt, and we were expecting a few more speakers. Unfortunately, they can join us, but it's okay. We're gonna roll. So talking about blockchain, okay, we have blockchain, then we have DeFi, then we have cryptocurrencies, and we have NFTs. So just can we start with the introduction, Tushar? Because I know
Sure.
you were also involved with NFTs. Then we have DeFi. Then we have blockchain and cryptocurrency. How would you sort of differentiate from from each other? And then we drill down into investments.
Sure. Uh, Sunny, I will try and use as simple words as possible because there are so many terminologies associated with DeFi, NFT, and blockchain that sometimes it becomes confusing. So, blockchain is a digital public ledger that records transactional information, and each block of information is digitally verified and given a unique identity and added to the public ledger. So what happens is that the entire history and the legacy of transactions which happened are stored across different servers, across different locations, and hence they can't be erased. And because the legacy information gets stored and can't be erased, it becomes a very secure kind of technology to be put to use in transactions and in across a variety of sectors. And many organizations are using it. It has been adopted, like from Walmart has been testing the use of blockchain to track the distribution of food from its different kind of suppliers, and so that it becomes potentially easier to isolate outbreaks of foodborne diseases. And Starbucks is piloting a blockchain project for its coffee growers in different places, different countries, so that it can improve the pricing transparency. What is DeFi and NFT? DeFi is decentralized finance. So in the real, the real world of finance, it is ruled by investment bankers. It is ruled by a lot of middle agencies, who allow big companies to come on the stock markets to raise funds for them. And but for the common person, who's might be a small businessman, or even even a housewife, there is no way they can access this world of finance. So DeFi is a way, it's the financial internet. It's the way for a common man to access the benefits of real finance. And NFT is non-fungible token, which means that it represents a unique asset, underlying asset. It can be a digital painting, it can be anything digital, and NFT represents that. And NFT is a unique token. It can't be it cannot be made again, because it represents a unique asset or item. So this is about these three, Sunny.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that explanation, Tushar. Vandana, I'll come to you, but let's take it from Hesham. Hesham, yeah, what's just like Tushar, let's start with some introduction and start differentiating the different types of tokens that we see in the market. We have fungible tokens, we have non-fungible tokens, we have decentralized finance. So they all make up the ecosystem of the blockchain technology. So let's start with you, like as Tushar explained.
Sure. I'm not, the very advanced expert in this, so perhaps great that Tushar, gave a more technical intro. And I think from my point of view, I look at I look at it as the area of application more. So traditionally or originally, the blockchain was used to create currencies. The next logical step after that was to start looking at different kinds of tokens and loyalty programs and different kinds of things that also hold a store of fixed value or of money equivalent value. So we are starting to see some of those, and then where the interesting part comes when we start looking at NFTs, as Tushar was speaking, as well as also how do you represent different kinds of contracts, and how do you present ownership of assets or ownership of equity in companies and so on. So that's from my point of view the way I look at it mostly.
Yes, absolutely. Newer and newer concepts are coming up every day, and even though NFTs have been there since a long time, but I think it's becoming more and more clearer now. People get to see the difference between a Bitcoin and an NFT, and the differences in investing in an NFT and a crypto. So, which means the market itself is getting more and mature by the day. Vandana, over to you with your insights, please.
Yeah, I mean, Tushar and Hesham have covered most of the points, but I mean, DeFi is a short for decentralized finance. They are financial services built on top of a blockchain and are controlled by no single authority or person. So DeFi makes financial services less time consuming and more secure. With absolutely no extra layer in between, international transactions are faster than ever. And DeFi enables people to have, control over their money without a ban. Now, these services are majorly built over Ethereum blockchain due to the programmable characteristics. And decentralized financial services focus on inclusion irrespective of the person enrolled with formal financial services such as a bank. Now, this feature makes DeFi capable of disrupting the traditional financial systems in the future. So, I think the question ultimately comes down to centralized financial infrastructure versus decentralized infrastructure. And the world of traditional finance is highly centralized. This means that it is under the control of central authorities such as the government. Now, the most obvious example is with centralized fiat currencies like the US dollar, the euro, or the Japanese yen. These currencies are issued by their respective governments who have control over the supply of currency as well as know how to use it. Now, the central banks can create new money when they need it and stop you from using it by freezing your bank account. So, if you break the financial rules, for most of us born and raised in centralized financial system, this is how we intuitively think about money. And on the other hand, cryptocurrencies are like Bitcoin are decentralized. No one owns them, controls them, and how many coins can be created or manipulates the currency after it has been created without consent from the rest of the network. So, blockchain could help an organization also become more efficient, unlocking higher profitability over time. And blockchain is getting some high profile attention from big tech firms now, such as Amazon and Salesforce.com.
Yeah, I think a very important point you mentioned about CBDCs, which is the central bank digital currencies, which are not cryptocurrencies, they're totally different from cryptocurrencies. We can talk about that a little later, but I would like to know, because let's just focus on investing. Why would investors like Tushar, Vandana, and Hesham, why are investors looking into blockchain technology, which is the underlying technology as a whole, to invest in the recent time? Hesham, over to you.
Sure. Well, investors are always looking for the next big thing, and they're afraid to miss the train and the whole FOMO aspect. So that's I think a big driver of there's this new thing which we need to talk about more and explore more and understand what's going on. I was just in a meeting with a local bank in which they were saying we want to launch a fund that's focused on fintech. And when you talk to them, you find that there's a lot of a gray area of how do you define fintech and what's the benefit of it, and is it even applicable in Egypt, or how big is the market? It's a new space in which people are interested to see and to learn more. But of course, also the other thing is more perhaps more informed investors who are following what's going on with the technology realize how it's a complete shift in the way interaction and information flows and so on. And it's a new enabling technology which is going to be used in very different and very diverse applications. So no matter where what kind of sectors you're interested in or what kind of things you're looking to invest in, there's definitely going to be an aspect in which blockchain is going to be involved, just like the internet. The internet now is used for almost everything. So it will be it's definitely important to learn about this technology as early as possible, see where the areas are in which you can contribute and invest and so on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Hesham. Tushar, over to you with the same question. Why the investments have picked up in blockchain technology in the recent times? What's the driver? What are the drivers?
The driver is, of course, the gush of liquidity which has been released by central bankers throughout the world, and that liquidity is chasing returns. So it is betting against asset classes, and and the Wall Street guys, and the guys who are controlling this gush of liquidity, they are not able to realize, they are not able to appreciate that why should they bet on gold, which is it is a definite quantity available on this planet, and it is found in some countries more and some countries less. So they created an alternative which is digital, and an entire infrastructure around it which is digital, which is decentralized, which is peer to peer, and all these technologies are supposed to show us the way towards a more democratized and decentralized financial architecture, and also investment architecture. And that is where cryptocurrencies have come in, starting with Bitcoin and leading to more efficient Ethereum, and of course with the popular tweets of Mr. Elon Musk, even to Dogecoin and now Shiba Inu. And so that is that is the relevance in terms of decentralized finance. You should anybody who wants to understand decentralized finance should actually go and read about centralized finance, that how every aspect of banking, lending and trading is managed by centralized systems operated by governing bodies and gatekeepers. And regular customers, they need to deal with a raft of financial middlemen to get access to auto loans, mortgages, trading stocks, bonds. And the regulatory bodies like the SEC, they set the rules for centralized financial institutions and brokerages. And what decentralized finance does is that it disempowers middlemen, it disempowers gatekeepers, and empowers everyday people via peer-to-peer exchanges. And it's basically uh, so this is what and it's being adopted far and wide. And after the Bitcoin, the valuation of all Bitcoins available, it crossed $1 trillion, and now at around $2.5 trillion. The world has her world has taken notice. And a lot of financial institutions like Wall Street banks, they have also allocated a substantial portion of their investments, to the range of $500 million and so on and so forth, for the currencies which are built on DeFi and blockchain protocols. One thing about protocol is that there is less of standardization behind this financial architecture, which leads to certain negative aspects of using. So people say that somebody's wallet got stolen, and so there is a cyber security issue as well there. There are no consumer protections available. Hackers are a threat, and so these are some of the downsides. But by and large, it is trying to create an alternative to the costly and moribund centralized finance system which the world has to deal with since a long time.
I think, Tushar, you touched base on many aspects of the blockchain technology itself with DeFi. So basically, DeFi, I would say that it sort of picked up momentum more in 2021, which is this year, because obviously we are on centralized exchange, a crypto exchange, La Token, and we see a surge of DeFi projects this year, especially beginning of 2021. So maybe Vandana can tell us why is that? Because obviously we had Bitcoin, the digital gold. Then we have recently seen in 2021, beginning of 2021, NFTs and DeFi projects. I think end of 2020 and 2021 is when a lot of interest in DeFi projects, DeFi tokens, besides NFTs. So what could have led to such a surge in sort of interest in investments in these kind of asset classes?
I think everybody's mindset is changing. It's like, though I've repeated this in my several talks, I would repeat this again. That the thing is that, when demonetization happened in India, people were forced to use the digital payment system. And in the beginning, they were making fuss about it, that what is Paytm, what is this, what is Google Pay. Only when everybody got the hang of it, they realized that it is so easy to use this, that now even the milkman and vegetable man uses it. The same way last year, when the pandemic hit us, many of us knew about Zoom, knew about these platforms, Microsoft Teams, but we didn't want to use them. Only when we were forced to use, I think we started using these technologies, and we realized that they could be very handy with our webinars, with our meetings, and it's actually a very useful thing to have. Now, similarly, now people are getting educated about more about blockchain and how it is done, and people are changing their mindset towards it. The blockchain deal works with a consistent currency or another asset, and the transfer is easy to follow, as the process doesn't have to utilize any exchange fees or other obstacles. And since the blockchain is decentralized, it is easy for the system to work in more markets, and there's no need to rely on specific rules set by one party. Also, an open network will work on the blockchain. An open network allows people to use whatever forms of technology they wish to utilize. The blockchain is, interoperable with many other systems and markets, providing a convenient design for work. A modern approach to paying. The G20 has been looking for a way to modernize cross-border payments for years, and blockchain technology will help make this possible by providing a new way to manage money, and undeserved markets will have more accessibility to handling funds, and it becomes easier for people to interact and manage payments with one another when blockchain system works. The digital assets that move will also be backed by fiat currency. The value of the assets will vary surrounding the fiat currency, but the total can be worthwhile if managed well enough. And the transfer process lets people facilitate payments without having to exchange currencies for their payment needs. Also, the reduced risk. The greatest part of blockchain system is that it works without much of risk. The problem with traditional payment methods is that they can feature limits for how they can operate. Not all people will have access to technology necessary for some payments. The centralized nature of traditional payment solution can also be a concern. One party might handle all the payment data in a centralized environment, but the data could be vulnerable to hacking and other threats. Now, a blockchain system is sensible as it reduces the risk and makes payment transfers open to everyone. The setup does not require additional materials for work, and the two sides can use one of many software programs to access the system as well. And they can find many online, although there's always the option to download something new if necessary. So I think these are the factors that are leading towards people in making more investments in blockchain.
Very, very rightly said. Especially the payments use case is absolutely bang on, totally agreeable, and that's why we see a lot of payments and a lot of investments in the fintech space as well of the technology. So with investments, there are always risks, right? so you have to be wary about the investment products, and as investors yourself, is very it becomes essential for you to also advise your portfolio companies, or your board members, if they're looking for further rounds of investments. If you currently have a blockchain or crypto startup that you have invested in, and they're looking to scale up. So what are the risks associated with investing into a new token, like a DeFi token, as Tushar said, that Tushar took quite a few names today, or an NFT, So there are startups, obviously, under existing startups that you may have that are looking to, because I see a lot of startups who are moving from the traditional business to blockchain, DeFi sort of business model. I see that day in and day out. So what kind of advice are you going to give as investors to your startup portfolios in terms of risk that should be aware of before moving into this new sort of technology? Tushar? Tushar, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. The risk is that, everything boils down to how bullish others are. And a lot of it boils down to how secure the whole architecture is going to be. And there are other risks like the governments who are more worried about things like terror money and money laundering.
Yeah.
So economies which have a high cash ratio in their country, so they worry about cross border or inter country transfers to individuals whose know your customer has not been already done.
Yeah.
So these are the, say, one of the advisors, financial advisors, I was talking to him, and I told him I want to buy some cryptocurrency for another 2-3 years, and he said, his advice was, Tushar, open a wallet, crypto wallet, in 3 companies, not one company, so that if it gets stolen, at least you will be left with the other 2. So that is something that is something which is a bit of a worry for people. And the main thing about cryptocurrency is the volatility.
Yeah.
Chinese action, both by the advice they gave to their financial institutions, as also clamping down on Bitcoin mining in a big way, has led to Bitcoin falling from $64,000 to it was below 30,000. So this volatility is a main issue. Every tweet of an important person, every a news item from a government, it impacts the price in a big way. And that is the main worry with a lot of people.
You're totally right, because I remember when I was new to opening a wallet, like a crypto wallet, I had a Tron wallet. And it's not like when you forget the password of Google Gmail and you send a reset 2FA, and this is not as simple as that. They have a different way of verifying that you are the right person, you're the owner of the wallet. And that's when I realized, oh my God, if I hadn't taken the picture of those special characters, I mean, they have. I'm forgetting the name. I have a Tron wallet where
they have the special characters. You mean who you should remember?
You have to, like, when you forget the password to a Tron wallet, like I have a Tron wallet, it's called Tron Link. And if you forget the password to your Tron wallet, it's not like simple as sending them sending you a reset your password link. You have to remember store a special, like a 10 words or something that they would be given you in the beginning when you're just setting up the account, the Tron wallet, and you have to store them somewhere safely. And if you lose that, you're gone. That Tron wallet is gone forever, including the tokens that you have. So yeah,
I think that is because they want to make it more secure and not let anybody steal your wallet. But the solution is itself becoming a problem.
Yes. So if you're new to this technology, as all of us are new, at some point we started this very recently, right? I started this also like a couple of years back, and some of them are starting now. So it's very essential for them to know the risks involved with these kind of using this wallet. This is just not a normal wallet like a Paytm wallet. It's a different way of verifying a user. So just my experience I had to share. So yeah, thank you, Tushar. Thank you for sharing the risks with the viewers as well. Hesham, over to you, please.
Sure. I look at this as any investment comes with risks, and I think it goes back to the typical due diligence that we do as investors. You have to look at everything. You have to look at risks related to cross-border issues, risks related to the team, even your risks related to who else is in the market and what you're competing with. And I think it's just that the risk is a bit amplified in this case because it's a new area, and as any new area, and as we've seen like in the internet bubble in the beginning of the 2000s, you tend to overvalue things, and you tend to think that there's a lot of space to expand, and at some point there's too many players in the market, and then new players are going to be going to have a hard time capturing value. So you have to see where is the differentiation, and you have to see where is the real value. You want to also look behind the token and see what kind of market is this representing, and is there real value in it, and so on. I think that's basically the approach we take.
Yes, absolutely. The real, but especially when you are investing in any tokens, not for that matter, I think it's very important to research on the founding members, just like traditional businesses, any traditional businesses. Sorry, Tushar, remember, you have for the wallet, you have permission, you have multi-signature transactions, you have a wallet name, password, you have backup mnemonic. That's what I was talking about, a backup mnemonic and a backup private key. So there are extra layers of security, but whatever you forget those, you're gone. The wallet and the money, the tokens in it. Thank you so much. Vandana, over to you with your insights, please.
Yeah, I mean, Tushar and Hesham have covered, all the insights, I guess. So a lot of new cryptocurrencies are out there with underlying blockchain projects, and many of them, don't pan out since, these are unregulated markets, and, cryptocurrency prices can be highly volatile, and, purchasing them may lead to a loss of principal. Not only that, as you can see in some countries, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are considered troublesome as they cannot be, monitored or regulated by the government and financial institutions. Now, whatever justification a nation provides, for banning crypto, it is all about keeping control of its own financial system. And the cryptocurrency markets attracts people and criminals associated with tax evasion and money laundering, and our traditional banking institutions, which are recognized by most governments, are being challenged by the cryptocurrency sector. This means transactions take place outside our normal banking system and can be carried out by someone who has not used the bank before, like making it difficult to track the transaction. For religious reasons, Saudi Arabia has outlawed Bitcoin, arguing that it is incompatible with the Muslim law. And Iceland, forbade Bitcoin to protect itself against too much money leaving the country. On the simple ground that it does not control, it was forbidden by the Bolivian government. And since there is no centralized database, the loss of digital wallet could lead to a permanent loss of virtual currency.
Yeah.
So I think, the presence of a digital wallet makes it more vulnerable to theft, such as robbery, hacking, and malware. And cryptocurrencies are extremely volatile in nature because there is no protection asset backing them. And because of its anonymous function, there is a risk of violating laws against money laundering and countering the funding of terrorism. The topic of taxation is one of the many issues that emerge from enabling investment in and the use of cryptocurrencies. In this regard, the problem seems to be how to categorize cryptocurrencies for tax purposes and the particular activities involving them.
Yes, I think very rightly pointed out by all of you, Hesham, Vandana, and Tushar, about the risk associated is very important. any asset class that you're investing in, be it real estate as well. It's very important to do your homework, your research before investing into any sort of asset class. However, cryptocurrencies are also considered a good sort of use cases in various financial institutions. And blockchain technology itself has a lot of benefits when it comes to benefit in different industries as well. How can we bring that trust within the masses? What steps can be taken by individuals and the government around the world, so that this asset class, which also has a lot of advantages and benefits to deliver, can become trustable? Like, people can trust when they invest into this asset classes. So what are the steps needed to be there to bring that trust? Hesham, would you like to take that first?
Sure. It's it's a very tricky question what you're asking, because as soon as we start saying what can the government do, and depending on how the government views the thing, as Vandana has pointed out, some countries are just completely ruling it out, or because it's they cannot control it. And at the end of the day, that's part of the benefit of it, as well as the risk, because if you start saying, well, I have to we have to make sure that we document every single transaction, then you're slowing down you're slowing down the whole network, slowing down the whole concept of the blockchain in itself being this fluid system that allows end users to participate in a decentralized way. So any kind of centralized control on it is going to defeat the purpose of it being a decentralized thing in the first place. On the other hand, it's as you were pointing out, the example of the wallet that you had, and the processes that you had to go through. I think that this is important to educate the public about the difference between holding a wallet and having a password, because at the end of the day, you cannot guarantee that you can recover your account by sending I forgot the password, and then they send you an email. Just in the way, if you forget the address and you're the only one who holds it, it's over.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of convincing them; it's a matter of they can't even technically do anything about it.
No.
So I think there's an educational aspect which we need to go through, and we need to educate the public, just like we educated people how to work with passwords and so on in the past. On the other hand, how do we ensure the security and ensure the safety of working with this system through a government process? It's a delicate balance in which we have to make sure that how can we provide a regulatory framework in some way that allows you to prevent against fraud or money laundering or whatever, but at the same time not really interfere with the mechanism in which the process in which the technology itself works. And I think there's a number of countries that have taken steps which are encouraging, which are promising in this direction. The countries who have created the regulation have stayed away from trying to regulate the day-to-day transactioning on the system, and instead all they're saying is, as you go in or out of the system, that's the only point we need to monitor, because that's the interface between it and the regular monetary system. So I think that's a good approach. Other similar things in which you want to see how do you regulate the framework from the outside without really putting in artificial barriers that go back to a traditional system throughout the whole model.
Yeah, very two key points: education and putting in a regulatory framework. Very, very rightly pointed out to bring that trust before investing into any digital asset of this sort.
Sure.
Thank you, Hesham, for sharing that. Tushar, over to you, please.
Very interesting from Vandana and from Hesham. So regulation, if if there is a regulatory body which is regulating this whole architecture and the cryptocurrencies, then the very premise of creating this might actually go away, because if it is in the control of any one country or any one government, then the shape it might take might be very different. Many times regulation kills innovation. And when bureaucrats, they start telling you how much, the limits to which you can invest, and the process, and the so these things can actually limit the amount of liquidity which comes in the system. But having said that, I think for a start, the big players who are present in this space, they can come together and create industry standards. So industry standards for, just like Ethereum is a more stable kind of cryptocurrency. Similarly, there can be self-governing industry bodies who create protocols, and who create some kind of a standardization. And just like the media in many countries, including in our country, is self-regulated, they have a code of conduct, and they have industry bodies who regulate this code of conduct. So this thing can be done for a start. Secondly, uh, uh, you know, uh, if the centralized finance world changes itself by learning from the happenings in the non-standardized, decentralized finance, like some people, they are not granted access to set up a bank account or to use financial services. We saw that in India. The government, they allowed government banks to open zero balance accounts, and
Right.
400 million accounts were opened in the last 4 years.
Right.
So one has to learn from the this move towards giving people access to technology at such a massive scale. And I think it can do a lot for employment as well, if people learn these new technologies and be a part of this trading system. And that is the way I see things, which like can go forward.
Yeah, I actually would like one thing that you said, both you and Hesham, that innovation, what regulation, too much of regulation kills innovation. So I think the point over here is that we are not regulating the technology itself, which is a decentralized, sort of based on the decentralized theory, or the digital ledger technology, which is decentralized in nature, or decentralized finance. It's about regulating those financial institutions who offer these services to people, right? They can be regulated, right? Just like banks. Banks obviously are custodian of our money, and they are regulated, right? So I think that's the way. I feel safe to store my money in my bank, because obviously I know you can trust them, right? So yeah, something or the other is going to come up. Let's see. We have CBDCs in the way as well. So when if the centrally sort of controlled currency based on the blockchain ledger technology. So thank you, Tushar, for that sharing your insights. Let's hear it from Vandana. Vandana, would you like to add something to that?
I think you and Tushar and Hisham have covered many points already, but I think, even in this field, education needs to be imparted, like, how to use this technology in the right manner.
Yeah.
I remember when, Instagram and all these things were out, then we had started educating our teenagers, look, make it productive, you can do it this way, that way. And so I think every time a new technology comes, if there is some kind of education that is imparted, look, this is the right way to use this, these are the laws, we have to follow, these are the rules, I think then it becomes more easy. Because many people don't know what it is also, they have all kinds of notions about it, and they create judgments around these kind of technologies. Only like who have hands-on experience, like you have hands-on experience, you've been using this for many years now. So if there is a debate that has to happen, then of course You'll be the one who will win because you know that you've used this technology. You know what I mean? And if somebody who's not used, they will be skeptical about it all the time. Oh, how do I do this? How do I do this? So even I was considering to invest some small amount in a token, and then when somebody told me do it in 3 different parts, like this, either you lose the money or you double it, so it was like, so I had to also, I'm also still educating myself. Like, I learned about how to take care of the wallet today. And
Yeah.
if I forget the password, I have this habit of forgetting the passwords all the time. Something that I wanted to highlight is that more than 80% of cryptocurrency investors believe that day trading is more effective way to earn money in this space. And day trading involves more than just holding an asset till its value rises and then it's being sold off. And it requires analytic and technical skills as well. And analyzing market charts on the performance of the listed assets can help in earning from cryptos. And automatic trading platforms like Bitcoin's profit help in breaking down trends, a lot of cryptocurrencies. So I don't know, I just thought I should highlight this point because I've been reading so much about it.
I think you are very right, Vandana. You're totally right. Day trading, like, teenagers. I've just read an article somewhere. Like the teenagers have started day trading.
Yeah.
Oh, love that music. So yeah, so it's like the teenagers have started investing into these coins, doji coins. It's just a curiosity of
Yeah.
everything being digital. That's, as you rightly said, when you on a Insta, like when Insta sort of came up, everybody wanted to know how to use that app in the first place.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy, right? How do you install it? How do you navigate? How to do your videos and take your pictures, upload your pictures? So it's a process. It's an education process. Trust me. Now I can handle my wallets. When I have more than one, I can. I do. I am able to handle it. Before, when I started, I was like,
Please handle our wallets also, because we are unable to handle.
like sorry. So yeah. So just like you get used. It's like over the time you start using something and you get used to it. Just like Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So uh, thank you so much, Tushar, Hesham, and Vandana, for making this panel today very fun and engaging and informative as well. Let's take some quick closing remarks, closing thoughts before we wrap up the show. Hesham, over to you, please, quickly.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak today. And I think the summary is, if you're looking to invest in blockchain-based technologies, be careful, because there's a balance between what's growing fast and then there's a number of risks. So but at the same time, it's a very exciting space. Look at the real world application of the thing. See if it's a viable market, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, Hesham. Vandana, over to you now.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely, I want to get hang on, like how the way everything, which wallet, what to do, how to manage it. I think even I would want to, engage in this kind of thing and learn more about it, definitely, and maybe give, hand it over to you. Please manage it for me. If I can't do it, then I'll say, Sonny, could you do it for me? And definitely, it's my pleasure to come here over and over again. It's been, fun of this, second episode with you after you're back. So I'm really excited and looking forward for more such episodes, and these kind ones where we can learn so much from each other. And definitely, I could be reached out on LinkedIn for the audience, and my website is www.convanto.com. And thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Vandana. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, connect back with you. Thank you so much for your time and insights. Last but not least, Tushar.
So I am a better investment banker than anyone who has ever been to VCTV. So you
Right.
know what? So anyone who wants to, okay, on the serious note, anyone who wants to raise between zero point 0.5 to $10 million, happy to connect you with my 300 plus connects. I'm available on LinkedIn by my name Tushar Kansal, and my website consultancy.com. That's and It's been more than 100 shows I have done since October 2020, and I look forward to doing each one of them when Sunny is there, because she makes it so lively and makes it so interactive. So it's fun. And thank you, Hesham. Thank you, Vandana, for very interesting insights. I learned a lot today, and God bless you all. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tushar. Thank you for your kind words. I really appreciate. And obviously, we were missing you as well. Like when you're away from VCTV, core members of the VCTV family who started off in 2020, and now we have Hesham who's joined us from Egypt. And hope Hesham obviously joins us more on the shows to bring in that diversity. Sort of in the panelists. So I love to hear from all of you today, Vandana, Tushar, Hesham, and thank you so much. And viewers, I'll be back again this week on another interesting episode of VCTV. Till then, take care of yourself and stay safe and take care. Bye.